Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another vlog. So, for the past 2 days, I have not been able to vlog. I had a tooth pulled out. I was in severe pain for a few days. Feeling a lot better now. But I wasn't really doing anything. I didn't do anything in my business. I was just kind of hanging out at home, relaxing, resting, sleeping a lot. Because I didn't sleep for like almost 2 days. Had really bad tooth pain, but nonetheless, here we are back on the grind. So today is Friday, February the 6th, I believe. Yep, January the 6th. Dan, come on, wake up. So today's January the 6th. We have a few things planned for today. Obviously, we've still been, hitting our marketing diligently and still doing our follow-ups. So I got a couple of updates on some other stuff that I got going on. So the burnt down house, we finally listed on the MLS. We got a couple of offers in. I listed it for $29,000. So far, I think the highest offer I have is $20,000, which is still good. I mean, I'll recover my investment and make $5,000, which is, okay. I'm still holding out to see if I can find anybody in the 25 to 30 range. I'm sure that I'll get somebody to buy eventually. Then I have another property that I'm gonna go and take a look at today to list it on the MLS. This is one of my personally owned properties. I bought it last year for like $14,000. It was a steal. ARV on it is like 180. Funny enough, I wholesaled the whole street. It was a big package deal. So those ugly houses that were once ugly are now pretty, to my advantage now. That's why the long-term game always works out better, because if I would have sold it last year when all those houses were looking ugly, then my chances of selling it are way lower. Nonetheless, so I got that going on, and then trying to think what else. We finally got the Rock Hill house under contract today. So I'm gonna be blasting out that email later on this afternoon. Once we get the contract back. They already signed, but we gotta pick it up. I wanna make sure we have it in hand before we start marketing. Then, let me think what else. Got a couple follow-ups. The Salisbury building, got somebody that's interested at $100,000, so that'd be like a $25,000 assignment fee. I have somebody else interested in 2 lots that I have for like $20,000 each. I think total assignment fee is like $7,000. It's not that great. And then I got 2 lots in Salisbury that we have them assigned, and it's like a $12,000 assignment fee. I think that's it. I have another property in Charlotte that I've been trying to close for like 3 weeks now. It's so crazy. There's like 8 heirs, and apparently one of the heirs died last year, and we didn't know about it until now. But luckily he had no kids and no wife, as sad as that sounds. And all his, basically his rights to the property were transferred to his sister. So, man, talk about dodge a bullet. And that one's like a $30,000 assignment fee. So I was actually worried about that. So that one, hopefully we'll get that closed this week. Other than that though, we're just hitting follow-ups, still working with Twilio to try to get compliant. That's a never-ending story all on its own. Good old Twilio. Yeah, they're making my life a living hell. But basically just got to work on the opt-out language, and now according to federal law, they want you to identify yourself in every single text message. So, hi, my name is Dan with, Solution Home Buyers, whatever. Looking to see if you were interested in selling your property. That's the kind of language that you're gonna have to, say from now on if you're gonna send a text message anywhere in the United States. Which kind of sucks. I know my response rate is gonna be really low, and a lot of people are probably gonna reply stop, but it is what it is. We gotta play the game and play it however we need to play it. Regardless, I'm still gonna close deals, just gotta get more strategic with the marketing. So let's get dressed. I'm gonna change my clothes and we're gonna head out to this house. That way you guys can see it and what I paid $14,000 for. Alright, so this is not the house that I'm gonna put on the MLS. This one actually, we're gonna rehab it. But before we actually stop by in Shelby, I wanted to actually measure this house, measure the floor plan. Because I don't like the floor plan, so on this side of the house, you got 3 bedrooms, but the bedrooms are like weirdly placed. Like at the second room, I should say, the middle room, you gotta walk into the middle room to get to the back room. Which, you know, who wants to be walking through people's bedrooms when you're trying to go to your own bedroom? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure this whole house with Cubicasa, and I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna actually change the layout on this house. Not exactly sure this house is gonna be a full gut. I mean, it's been sitting for a long time. You can't really see inside of there right now. But this house, it is in pretty, I'm not gonna say pretty bad shape. It's actually a good house. Good bones, so to say. Has new windows, they just need to be cleaned. But flooring, all the flooring, paint, needs HVAC, electrical, plumbing. Has a new roof, so that's a good plus. So let's get inside this place and measure it out. All right, so this house, it reeks. It smells like cigarettes and dust. So I'm not really gonna be walking around here without the mask on, because this stinks bad, really bad. And this is a good mask, so it filters out all of that harmful stuff that I don't want to be breathing in. So basically, when you get into Cubicasa, you load it up. It's loading up here. And once you load the whole Cubicasa thing up, you go to scan space at the very top. And what it's gonna do, I'm not gonna show you the address of this place. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember the address of this place. Let me make sure. Definitely want to verify the address, because it's not always 100% accurate because it's using your GPS. So then you'll come over here to single family, residential unit. If you're using an apartment or townhome, you can do that too. And it gives you some instructions to keep a clear distance. And then, you know, just press on understand. It's gonna tell you to rotate your phone. And it's gonna ask you whether you wanna start scanning or name the areas. Now, I would recommend you start scanning in like the front room. That way you can make sure, whoops, there we go, it's scanning. So I don't know how well you can see this or not, but basically it's scanning the whole room and putting like little grid lines all over the place. I'm hoping you can see it. Do I think so? Yeah, kind of. So, scanning, putting grid lines all over this room. So I'm gonna scan this whole entire house, just because, of course, I wanna measure it out, get a full and complete measurement of it. That way, I can then change the layout if I have to. Well, which I am going to. I'm over here bumping into stuff. So I'm gonna put my camera down, I'm gonna scan this whole house out, and I will show you guys what the end result is. The best part about this whole app is that it's free. Yes, it is free. I use free apps too. So let me put this camera down and finish scanning this whole house, and I'll show you the end results. So I didn't really get to film this part, but I was in this room right here, and from what it looked like, a raccoon got in from underneath the house and basically is like making a nest in the back of this house. So definitely got to start work on it right away. I'm out of breath because I ran out. I didn't want it to attack me, because that would suck, you know, get rabies while I'm trying to film this house. But let's go on to Shelby and get out of here so I don't get bit, and measure out this house so we could put it on the MLS. All right, so this is the house that we're gonna put on the MLS. It definitely does have significant damage to it. So I mean, while it is not in perfect shape, like you can see right here in the front, bunch of termite damage. It still is structurally sound though, believe it or not. Even with the amount of termite damage that it has, trying to not get smacked here by these branches. But you can see here, the termite damage is pretty bad down here. These are subterranean termites. So I know that all of this is gonna have to be replaced. Like literally everything that you see down here, all this stuff has to be replaced. You can see where the structure is a little bit compromised here on this wall. But if somebody came in here, replaced all this stuff, you could definitely pull a nice penny out of this property. So let's go inside and take a look at it. I haven't actually been in here in a while. Want to make sure that I don't get stabbed by nothing. And I already made sure the house is cleared out, so I know there's nobody in here. And it looks like, do we have some issues here? Oh no, there's somebody dumping roofing material here. And looks like, no, that looks fine. Let's check this thing out real quick. Let's see. Oh yeah. So this is new. Looks like the whole floor caved in on this side. Well, looks like the roof caved in first. So that is certainly something new. And I see something on the other side that I might not want to see. Oh wow. Look at this. Let's step carefully here, because I don't want to die. Oh wow. All right, so we're in, and this is actually pretty bad. So the floor is caving in here, which it wasn't before. That area there is caving in. The good thing is there's actually new electrical here. I didn't even know that. But there's new electrical. Looks like the roof is starting to sag. Definitely this fan needs to be cleaned though. That fan definitely needs to be cleaned in order to get top dollar. I'm just playing. But the rest of the house is okay. Obviously that subflooring issue or the wall issue there. And as I bounce in here, it's not too bad. So you got one bedroom here, another bedroom here, living room area, got the kitchen, and then you got another bedroom here with a bathroom. Got my bathroom here. Yeah, definitely this place is gonna need a full gut. I'm hoping though that I can get like at least, I don't know, like 30 grand would be great. There's only one bathroom here? Yeah, there's only one bathroom. You can see though where the roof line and everything is bowing. I don't know if you could see that too well, but it's not the very best. But I'm still gonna scan this out anyway real quick, because in North Carolina now you need to have an actual floor plan and have it measured by a professional. The app counts, Gubicasa. So definitely saved myself like 400 bucks in having this house measured. But I'm gonna go ahead and measure this out real quick. That way we can get this thing listed today. That's what I'm hoping for. So let me go ahead and measure this and get back to you. All right, so now the scan is complete, and basically what it's gonna do now is we're gonna send it off overseas to a VA, and they're gonna convert it into a floor plan. Now, I don't have to find the VA, it's all through the app. Remember, it's free. Free. I love free. Favorite number is free. It's not a number, but you guys get the point. This house is pretty rough though. It's actually worse than when I first bought it. But just to give you an idea, so this house, even though I paid $15,000 for it, I already got an offer at 20, and I haven't even put it on the MLS yet. So I'm gonna actually list this thing at like 40. Yeah, I'm gonna put it like at 45 maybe. Somebody will come in here and redo this whole house. So this house is like 1,200 square feet, and the ARV on it is like 180. So if you came in here and you bought it at 40 and you literally put 100 into it to sell it at 180, I mean, it would be a tight margin, but it's still not bad. So I'm hoping that I can get this thing sold quickly. But we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna take some pictures, and then we're gonna run back home, and I'm gonna show you guys how I list this thing on the MLS. All right, guys, so I made it back home and I didn't quite exactly finish my vlogging. So when I got here, I decided to change and me and my family went out to go eat dinner. So that's kind of like what I went and I did. Now I'm back at home, showing you guys exactly what am I gonna do to list this property on the MLS. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is, I don't have a realtor that lists my stuff. Well, I kind of do. So I work with realtors. I have one specific realtor that I'll list my contract assignments with. In case you didn't know, in some states, I don't know if any other state you can do it, but I know in North Carolina you can list a contract assignment on the MLS, and you can do it with a realtor who is knowledgeable. I educated my realtor on doing it. It's a realtor that we have a really good relationship with. I've done a lot of stuff with them before. So that's one route. But if you own a property, you don't have to pay a realtor to list it on the MLS. I use listwithfreedom.com. They allow me to list a property on the MLS for as low as $99. I usually don't pay the $99 plan, but they have a tier higher than $99. It's like $159, I think. And you get to list 5 photos. And you can offer listing agents 2% if they bring a buyer to your deal, which is great. My phone number is there. They call me. And that's how I'm able to communicate with them. It's like literally no different than wholesaling. The only difference is it's my property. I can do whatever I want with it. So that's what we ended up doing with the burnt house. The burnt house is on the MLS. I'm getting calls daily for it. And you know, it's working out pretty good because I already have 2 offers on the table. One for $20,000, one for $25,000. I'm hoping I can get 30 at least. So I can, you know, make like what, 15, let's say 10K after everything's said and done. After paying realtors, after paying, what was it called? Closing costs, my closing costs from when I purchased the property. All that stuff takes into account, you know, I want to recover my money. So what we'll do is, the whole measuring thing, we take the floor plan, which you guys can see here, and we send that in with the MLS agreement, stating that we want this property to be listed on the MLS. And that's pretty much it. We sign all the paperwork that's needed and good to go. So I'm going to do the same thing with the house that we saw today, Span Street. So what that is, it's funny, I wholesaled that whole block over there. I think like 7 houses on that block were wholesaled by me. And then the other half of that block, I actually am in contact with the heirs to another package deal that's on that block. They're all fighting over, you know, what is a good way to divide the properties. Apparently it was mom's properties, and she had like 5 kids, and 5 kids are fighting over the properties. Normal everyday situation with some of these people. So we're gonna list that one, see what we can get. I'm hoping we can get something good. The house is in pretty bad shape. It's actually in worse condition than when I bought it in, which is not good either. I know it had a roof leak. It has a lot of termite damage. All that wet moisture is causing the termites to go crazy, and they're breeding like insanely crazy. But I did get an offer on that already for $20,000, which is the same guy who gave me $20,000 for the burnt house. So I'm gonna upload that stuff. I'm gonna upload the everything that I need. I already got the floor plan, which I'll show you guys real quick what it looks like on my phone. I know it's not gonna be the best picture in the world, but here goes the floor plan. Let me see here. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys the ones with dimensions. There we go. So here's the floor plan. Cool, ain't it? So you can see, you know, it truly draws out the whole floor plan, gives you the square footage. So the square footage on that house, I actually thought it was 1,000 square feet, but it's 976. Still a decent sized house. even with the closets and whatnot. But the layout is still, it's not weird in any way. It still works. So you got your 3 bedrooms, got your living room, dining room, kitchen, another room and a little patio area. And then on the other house that we saw today, or that you guys got to see, that I almost got attacked by a raccoon, that's the layout for that house. There we go. So that one too, that one I know is bigger. It's 1,240 square feet. Of course, that's not gross living area. There's a so they supply you with a different report to check the GLA. So usually with the GLA, that, you know, the gross measured area goes up because they're looking at like the whole outside of the building and calculating that. So I know the GLA for the bigger house will probably go up to 1,300, and the GLA for this house, or the second house we saw, probably go up to like 1,000, give or take. But, you know, I'm hoping, like, again, I'm hoping I can sell that thing. I'm sure I am. I mean, I've been in the wholesale industry long enough where obviously I know how to identify deals, because this is what I do on a daily basis. Being a wholesaler, you are an identifier of deals. You're a deal hunter. So you know it's a deal once you get it. And I mean, I feel like this was the best education that I could have, learning how to find deals, because now when I want to buy a deal for myself, I know what to look for, because I have learned from all the investors that I have sold properties to. Even if you don't want to be a long-term wholesaler, if you do it at least for a year, you can kind of get like really good hands-on experience with other people who have purchased properties that have probably been doing it either a lot longer than you or are just really good at it. I'll share with you guys one guy I know. His name is Jim Kittredge. I'll post his video up here. Jim has been wholesaling slash not really wholesale. He's not even a wholesaler. Jim, I'm sorry, you're not a wholesaler, and you know you're not a wholesaler. He won't even tell you he's a wholesaler. I think he's wholesaled maybe one property, but I think he's flipped, I'm gonna guess, at least 20 properties. I don't even know Jim. I know he does a lot. And he owns like 50 rentals. By the time this video comes out, he'll probably own 60 rentals, because this guy is always buying. He's younger than me too. He's 30. I'm 35, and he's been able to not only learn from other people in the industry, but developed his own method of buying houses. And he also paid a lot of money for education. So anybody that tells you don't pay for education, you don't know what you're talking about. Jim has paid like probably 100 grand in education, and that's why, you know, he has a $10 million portfolio. So learning from guys like him and other guys that are buying houses, it really gives you an idea of like what you want for yourself. Because I mean, my goal is to have as many properties as possible. That's the only way anybody builds wealth in this country, is by owning real estate. I don't care what anybody else says. Real estate is the only vehicle that is continually making millionaires, unless you own some type of proprietary software or some type of invention that you own. You know, those are good assets too. But long-term, real estate lasts forever. Everybody needs a place to live, and guess what? Population is growing. There's more people every day. You know, it's the way it is. So I know I've been rambling on here for a little while. But in other news, I did get one of my properties pushed out today, my Rock Hill property. Finally, we got everything back on that. My phone literally has not stopped ringing. I've gotten at least 30 phone calls, and they're all like, I want to see it, I want to see it, I want to see it. The crazy part is that I threw it out there really high. I have it under contract for $83,000. I threw it out there for like $145. So it's like $60 something thousand in assignment fee. Fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. But I feel like I left money on the table, because I probably could have put it out higher. I saw another destroyed house that sold in the area for $160,000. And it was smaller than this house. This house is almost 2,000 square feet. So another thing that I didn't think about that somebody brought to my attention was that that property could also be a student housing, like rent each room out for student housing. So imagine if you're renting every room for $500, there's 6 bedrooms in that house with a possible 7th. So if you got 7 bedrooms at what, $500 a piece? What is that? I don't even know what the math is on that. And of course, you guys know I'm not a math major here. That's $3,500 a month, okay? $3,500 on that property. Area rent is still pretty high on that. That's like $2,000 house, but to get an extra $1,500 on top of that, the good thing is like here's a food for thought. So when it comes to, let's say I have a house that the rent on that house is $5,000. Here's what I don't like about that idea. What I mean by I don't like about, I obviously like the money, but the idea of, okay, one person is occupying that unit for $5,000 a month. The minute that they move out, you lost $5,000. Student housing, on the other hand, or multifamily, you could use the same example. Yeah, you're making $3,500, but if one person moves out, you only lost out on $500, not losing out on the whole $3,500. Same thing goes with multifamily. Yeah, you got 100 units, but if 2 units go empty, you're not gonna feel that. Now, if your whole apartment complex goes empty, there's something wrong with your management skills. But that's the point I'm getting across. You don't want something that's giving you a lump sum every month that you're dependent on one source. You want multiple sources to bring in that money every month. That way, if part of the income isn't working out, you're still gonna be okay. All right, that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with. Today's Friday, I'm done. It is 8:49 that I'm recording this. Appreciate all of you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this day. I know it was a little bit more eventful, but hey, it is what it is. And I'll catch you guys on another vlog.